Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is March 7th, 2019. It's currently 8:15 p.m. and right up front I just wanted to apologize for not posting anything recently. I kind of feel like I shouldn't I should post something worth listening to, and I haven't come across anything that I could really make much of a video on, but tonight's topic that I wanted to share with you guys is rather short, and today it covers volunteering, spending your time to help other people in need without the expectation of pay. The only expectation, and without any other expectation, the only thing you get in return is a good feeling inside. And I wanted to tell you, all you guys watching, that today I worked for the first time, volunteered at a food pantry that was a mile from my dormitory in North Manchester, Indiana. And I had never worked at a food pantry before, but in the past, before high school, I've worked at several soup kitchens, and I've really enjoyed that. So, although I didn't know what to expect, I had a feeling that the work would be similar. And so I was kind of right. And I worked there for 2 hours today, and in the future, I'll be working there for a few more hours. And this is all for a requirement for a class I'm taking called Concerning Poverty. And it's a really interesting class because it talks about something that I don't think is well talked about or well addressed, and that is poverty, but in America. And there's the catch: poverty in America. We think of poor people, but we don't think of actual poverty in a place like America. And the readings that we've been doing have honestly just blown my mind, because they're not just a bunch of numbers or statistics, but they're mostly stories, endless stories, granted, but of real life people struggling. And these stories, the way the author crafted them to make them flow is to evoke a pathos, an emotion from the reader. And that has certainly happened to me. I've gone from feeling quite heartbroken to downright disgusted and sick to my stomach when I've been reading these stories. And let me show you the books I've been reading. Well, one of them is called $2 a Day, Living on Almost Nothing in America, by Catherine J. Eden and H. Luke Schaefer. So this book and another book called The American Way of Poverty highlight many, many stories of people all over America dealing with the issue of poverty in various ways. And that, coupled with getting out into the real world today and helping in a food pantry, made me feel really good about myself. And I felt like that would be something that I would enjoy doing in the future, even after this poverty class that I'm taking ends. Another way of volunteering that I really enjoy is donating blood. And that's not something that many people do, unfortunately, and that's why the Red Cross is always looking for people to donate blood, because it's just not something that you can do every day or once a week, for one thing. And another thing is that most people don't like needles in their arms. But I guess I just like doing it because it's unique, and I get a lot of pride from that. And to be honest, I don't like doing work. I've always, ever since I've been young, tried to get out of doing work, but for some reason, working at a soup kitchen or a food pantry and donating blood are forms of volunteering that I really enjoy. And so I would like to tell you guys that even if you're like me and you hate doing work, I would encourage you to there's always to still try and find something that there's always something that you can volunteer your time. You don't necessarily have to volunteer your hands and labor, but you can volunteer your time. Such as when I donate blood, I just lay down, and I just let the bag fill up. But there's always something that I think you can find that you will enjoy, and you will get a great amount of good feeling from it. But anyways, back to my concerning poverty class. I just want to say that it was a topic I knew nothing about. I know there's poverty everywhere in the world, but I never stopped to think about poverty in America. As I mentioned, I think people just kind of think of poor people in America, but not America actually having actual poverty. But we need to frame the conversation of America does have actual poverty. And so, like I mentioned, I've moved from heartbrokenness to actual revulsion at the stories and how over time it just hasn't gotten better. And the funny thing is, or the ironic thing I should say, is America has the resources to completely get rid of poverty in America. We're very rich. We have a great economy. We are a very self-sufficient country. So it doesn't make sense why it exists. I didn't realize how involved I got in the class, but if I could just leave you with one message, besides there's always something for everyone to volunteer, is that we need to change and frame the conversation around how we address poverty and not ignore it in America like we have been. And it's very interesting how the books that I've read cover stories of well-known cities and regions like the Mississippi Delta or Detroit and the poverty there, not just individual cases. So I think if you were to go research it or look it up, you would be pretty blown away. But anyways, I just want to say thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good day, and take care of yourself.